Okay, hello there. So this is my 75th upload to my, document don't create YouTube channel, and is where I try to document the process of me going from someone who isn't doing well in business to someone who eventually is doing very well for themselves in business. And I wanted to document just the early stages of where I am now. And so in 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years time, I can look down and say, I'm glad I got that on camera. So in this video, I wanted to talk about something that you may have noticed if you've watched a few of my videos, or whatever I'm doing. You may have noticed I'm always wearing the same color tie. And so, what gives? Why I'm always wearing the same color tie? So, if you don't know my story, let me quickly explain it. So, I failed in business because objectively I wasn't putting enough hard work into the actual actions or actual activities that really grow a business. I was just in research mode, overthinker mode, right? And I did that for about, over a year. And then I randomly stumbled onto this book right here, How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis. And I think that's reversed, but oh well, I'm not sure. And so I got this. I already bought this book. I just never properly read it. I read it and I fell in love. It was amazing. It was so funny. It was so smart. I was like, okay, you know what? I think I could give business another chance. And then I got really into the author, just trying to learn his backstory. And it turned out, oh, the guy grew up a 50-minute walk away from where I live. And he went to the exact same high school, as in the exact same high school I went to just 50 years before, right? I graduated, because he graduated in like 1960, late 60s or something like that. And then he got worse grades than me at the exact same school and ended up becoming really successful. And so I thought, if he can do it, I can do it. So this inspired me to give another go. I was like, okay, I'm going to focus. I'm going to put in a lot of effort. And so I did none of the activities I should have done, because I spent like another, I think 2 years just in overthinker mode, just trying to figure out the perfect strategy that I'm going to do to pursue in business, and it wasn't great. And so in my struggle of just why can't I just take action, I stumbled onto this entrepreneur called Alex Becker. If you're in entrepreneurship, you probably know who Alex Becker is. If you don't, just Google Alex Becker and you'll find him. Stumbled onto Alex Becker, and I'd watched him before quite a lot. I even bought one or two of his courses, but again, I never took action on it. And so I thought, I stumbled onto this one video, and he talked about, in this video, he talked about how you shouldn't treat business like, I guess, the way I was treating business. You shouldn't try and like think of like the perfect strategy. You should be able to say, what's the perfect thing to like do this and this and that in business. You should treat business more like, specifically like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And so let me explain that. When you're starting out in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, according to him, a lot of beginners try and start with, what's a fancy way to choke someone out, or what's a fancy way to tap someone out and win. And when you're a beginner, when you're really starting, all you need to focus on is just surviving. It's not about tapping people out, it's how to not get tapped out yourself. And so you need to focus on the absolute fundamentals of like not getting choked out. You need to build up your cardio, vascular endurance, right? So, you can last more than 30 seconds, when someone tries to choke you out. Being a white belt is more about survival, basically survival on the mats, and learning the fundamentals well. And so I realized, oh, okay, that's a very interesting mental model he's sharing. So he talked about the different belts and what they are equivalent in business. And so he said, when you're at 0 or just 1 or 2,000, you are a white belt. You're a white belt in business. act accordingly. Once you hit about 100K a year in revenue, you're a blue belt. Once you hit $1 million a year dollars in revenue per year, you are a purple belt. Once you hit 5 million a year in revenue dollars, you are a brown belt. Once you hit $20 million a year in revenue, you are a black belt. And every leap after that is kind of like the other belts, right? Where it's like different degrees of a black belt. And so when you're a white belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, you shouldn't be learning these advanced tactics. And when you're in a white belt in business, you really should not be learning these advanced tactics in business. And so, okay, I felt I could learn something there. It was a really useful mental model. It was also interesting when I found out in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu how many people dropped out at each stages. So of every 100 white belts, only 5 become blue belts. Of every 100 white belts, only 1 will ever become a purple belt. Only statistically, apparently, only 0.6% of white belts will ever become a brown belt, and only 0.48% will ever become a black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. And there's a saying that a black belt is just a white belt that never quit. And I found that quite inspirational. And so when we liken that to the business world, it's like, okay, I'm very much a white belt beginner learning things for the first time, but I guess really I need to focus on the fundamentals. And I wanted something physical to remind me of my journey. So I thought, well, I could wear like an actual white belt. Like even if it was like leather, I could wear it. I didn't really feel like that, so I decided why not wear a white tie. And so that's why I wear a white tie. If you're wondering what it looks like, it's white linen and it has little flecks, and this is called atomic fleck or something like that. It's like little flecks of yarn with different colors. And I got this one. I got it in linen because I wanted a linen tie of a material lasts the longest time, and so yeah, it can last like hundreds of years. And so I wanted something that could outlast me even after I die. I remember right at the time that I was deciding to do this, I was in my local library, one of the larger libraries in my local area. I got to the top floor, and they had an exhibit of things that used to be of other residents in this area and that they had 100 years ago. And so they had like stuff like old tube station maps, and like I remember like an old a little girl's doll from 100 years ago, and it was in a display case and it was kept, and people were looking at it, and I thought, oh. Wait, so a little girl's doll from 100 years ago can be kept in a display case. Why can't my tie, right? And so this tie has a lot of symbolism that I'm trying to build because I only wear it when I work. Or, sorry, when I work, I have to wear this. That's my little rule to myself. And the reason is because one day I won't be a beginner anymore. One day my business will be making way more than 10K per month in revenue. I want to be able to look in my room in 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years' time, look at this white tie and think, man, that tie has been with me for so long and has been through me in some really tough challenges. And I'm really happy that I stuck it out, because if I didn't stick it out back then, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And so that's why I have a white tie, and I will wear it all the time when I work. And eventually, once I hit 100K per year in revenue, I'll get a blue tie, right? Like the blue belt. Once I hit 1 million a year in revenue, I will get a purple tie. Once I hit 5 million a year in revenue, I'll get a brown tie. And once I hit 20 million in a year, I'll get a black tie. And then after that, I'll probably stop. But yeah, that's why I'm doing this, or that's why I wear this tie. I'm pretty sure I covered everything. Yeah, I hope that was I don't know, entertaining. Gave you taught you a little bit more about why I'm wearing this. If you're curious about why I always wear a white tie, that's why I wear a white tie. Yeah. So that's it from me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. See ya. Ba 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 ba.